In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your parts of your jewelry box and assemble them and make sure that they're all going to fit correctly. Now, there's a couple of things you have to do to make sure that you're ready to do this. The first one is that you have all of the parts of your jewelry box in one document. So you can see along here I have the front, side, foot, top, some drawings, and then the bottom. Got to make sure they're in the same document. Without being in the same document, you're not going to be able to easily assemble them. Every time you start a new document, there is a tab created called Assembly 1, and that's where we want to go. So if you're not already there, you're going to go ahead and click on that tab. From here, what we're going to be able to do is bring all of our parts in, and you'll see that the toolbar is a little bit different in here. We're really only going to use two parts of this. We're going to use the Insert button, and we're going to use this Fastened Mate button. Those are the only two things we really need to worry about. This program is very complex. You could actually put a hinge in and animate that and make it look right. For right now, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to go ahead and pretend that we're gluing the box together totally. We're going to use the same basic steps that you're going to use when you assemble your box, and so by doing that you're going to be able to check and see if anything is the wrong size, and if so, you'll be able to go in and fix it while you're putting this together. To start, what we're going to do is hit the Insert button, and this is going to show all of the parts that are available to be inserted into this assembly. You'll see that all of my parts are here. The way we're going to do this assembly is we're going to start with the front, and then we're going to put a side on, and then we're actually going to put the bottom in to make sure that it fits correctly, and then we'll put the other two front and back, and then, or the other side and back, and then we'll put the top and then the feet on. So the order doesn't matter a whole lot once you get the box itself assembled, whether you do the feet first or the top first. We're just going to go through the same basic order that you will when you glue your box up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the front, and you'll see it shows up here, so I'm just going to click once and it's going to place one part of it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click the side because I need to have the other part in here, and it doesn't matter where you put it. I'm just going to click it over here. We're only going to bring in these two pieces at one time. If you could bring all of them in, but then it becomes kind of cumbersome and hard to see, and things get in the way. So it's easier just to do one piece at a time to assemble. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this box. So I have my parts. Once I have these in here, before I begin to actually do anything, one of the things I need to do is I need to fix one of these. So you'll notice if I grab onto this and drag it, it moves around, and if I grab on this one, it moves around. That can cause problems later on down the assembly route. So what I want to do is I'm going to take one of them, and I'm going to choose this front piece, and I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to say fix. And what that's going to do, you'll see right here, there's now an icon. It says part is fixed. If I try to drag it, it won't go anywhere. It won't let me do that. That's going to lock this in place, and then when I go to do my assembly, this part is going to move to this part to make that assembly happen. If we zoom out and rotate a little bit, we have to think about how we're going to assemble this. You can see where the groove is for the bottom, so we know that those grooves have to line up. When you look at how this is set up with a miter joint, this angled surface here is what's going to be glued to this angled surface here. And that's where I'm going to start. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to come up here to the Fastened Mate button, and I'm going to hit that button. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to bring my cursor over the surface, and you'll see that all of these handles show up, and these are locations that we can use to line up our parts. Now it can go on any surface, so you can see the protractor looks like it basically stays flat to the surface, but you'll notice that it can change around. So if I move up here, I can get it over here, and there it's 90 degrees to the because it's on the center, it's 90 degrees to the surface. You can zoom in, that kind of helps get things figured out. I'm going to come back to my glue joint here. This is basically my glue joint. This is what I'm going to glue, and this middle one here is going to be the same on all of the surfaces. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this. So I'm going to click once there, and it will accept that. So then what I do is I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to rotate around to the part that I want to glue this to. So I want to glue it to this piece, and again these same ones show up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click there, and you're going to see that it came in and it fastened itself. It basically glued itself together. Now if everything looks right, like this one does, we can go ahead and hit OK. If it didn't, if it came in kind of wonky, you might experiment with these buttons here, because you can see how it rotates things around. That will give you different options to figure out how to get it connected correctly. So came in good, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit the check box. So that one is done. Next step is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to cancel this next fastening because I don't have anything to fasten yet. I need to bring in the next piece. So to do that, I'm going to come up to the insert again, and I'm going to choose the bottom, and we'll just place the bottom in there, and I'll close that box. Now that I have the bottom in here, I want to put it in now, because when I put it in now, if the bottom is the right size, the correct size, these corners will end up right here, so that you can tell that they're not going to interfere with the next piece. So actually they'll end up right here. This is going to be a good way to test fit your box together. So this is one of the nice features of this, is to be able to test fit the part before you actually have to physically cut it and try it and glue it together. It's nice to know whether the piece is too big, which in the wood shop isn't as big of an issue, because if you find out that it's too big for real, you can just go cut it. But it's especially nice to find out whether your part is too small. To do the assembly, it's the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a fasten to mate. Because the bottom doesn't matter which way's up, which way's down, I know that this edge right here needs to fit into this groove over here. So I'm going to come in here and I'm again choose that midpoint connection, and then I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to come up here and rotate a little bit so I can get a good look at this back surface, and there's that midpoint. So I'm going to click on that. And you'll see that it moved it, but it's not exactly the right way. Okay, so to fix this, I'm going to first try to flip the primary axis, and that did it. Okay, and so that kind of puts it in place. Now what I can do, I'm going to hit OK, and I can see that the corner of my bottom is basically right at the end of that groove, which is where it should be. If it was sticking any further out, that would tell you that this piece is too big. If that were the case, all you'd have to do is go back to the drawing, so in this case it'd be over here, and I could redo the dimensions in here and have it update, and it would automatically update this piece here. So what we're going to do is next we're going to bring in the next piece, and we're going to glue that into here. So we'll kind of rotate this around a little bit, get some space. We come up to the insert, and I want to insert another front, even though it's the back of the box. I'm going to insert another front. I'm going to place that, and it's the same process again. I'm going to mate the piece, and I'm going to come over here and choose the center. And if I have trouble, zooming in usually helps. I'm going to go ahead and pick that spot, and then I'm going to come in here, and it's kind of hidden back there, but I should be able to see it. I'm going to pick that spot, and again you can see it kind of came in wonky, so I'm going to change this. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to rotate, see if that's it. Nope. So you just keep moving the combinations of those two, and you'll eventually figure out where it needs to be. So we'll say OK there. And now insert the last side and put that there. And then we're going to do the mate again, and it's the same thing. I'm going to take this surface here, zoom in so I can get it there. That one is going to mate onto this surface here. So line it up. There we go. Again, I need to do some moving around. There we go. That looks correct. And I say OK. And there we have the box with the bottom. Now, if you can't tell for sure whether things are lining up correctly, there are ways that you can look at this. You can go over here to the view cube and come down here to translucent. If you do it to translucent, you can actually see the individual parts inside the model, and that's another way that you can tell to see whether this bottom might be too big or something along those lines. So we're going to go back to shaded view. Okay, here's our box. We'll kind of give ourselves a nice, that's the front view there. Let's go ahead and we'll give ourselves a trimetric view so we can just kind of see it. Next step, I'm going to go ahead and add the feet. The trick with the feet is we want them to stick out a little bit from the edge. We don't want them perfectly on the corner. So I'm going to come up here to the insert. In this case, I'm going to place the foot, and because the feet are small pieces, I'm just going to go ahead and place all 4 feet that I'm going to use. And you'll see that sometimes this can be a hassle. In this case, it shouldn't be too terribly bad. So I'm going to take the fastened mate, and I'm going to rotate around so I can look at the foot. And this foot, I want these curved edges to be sticking out, and I want the edge from this edge here to be about 1/4 inch, sticking out about 1/4 inch past the box, and the same as this one. So what I'm going to use for an anchor point in this case is this corner right here. So I'm going to pick that corner, and then I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to go on the bottom of the box, and in this case I'm just going to go ahead and use this joint here, and I'm going to use that same corner. So when I place it, you'll see, okay, so that's where it is, but notice that it's perfectly on the corner. I don't really want it perfectly on the corner. Zoom in here. I actually want this to be up a quarter and that to be out a quarter so that it's a little bit offset. To do that, before I hit the checkbox, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check this box that says offset. And you can see the colors, X, Y, and Z. So X is red, Y is green, Z is blue. So right now you can see Y and X very easily. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, well, I want it to stick out 1/4 of an inch. And hit Tab, and it'll preview that. And if it moved the correct direction, then you're okay. If it didn't move the correct direction, if it went backwards, what you can do is you can actually use a negative number. So if I could do this, negative 0.25, you'll see that it moves over the wrong direction and it insteps some. So I don't want that. So we're going to 0.25, and then I want the other one to be 0.25. If I hit Tab, it'll preview both of those for you, and you can see that's where I want it to be. So now I can go ahead and hit the checkbox to say, yep, that's what I want. All right. Same thing for the rest of these. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to choose that corner, and now I'll rotate around, and I'm going to choose that corner. And you'll see I've got to say, okay, well, that one needs to be rotated. Oops, it went too far. Bring it back, and I want to do my offset. And okay, it's doing it correctly. That's what I want. Okay, next one, same thing. Okay, go there. Again, rotate around so that I can see, get it to the right spot. That's good. Offset it. So always get it oriented correctly first, then do your offsets. Okay. And then the last one. Choose that point. And we'll come in here, choose that point, get it rotated correctly. If this thing's in the way, you can always grab it and move it over someplace else. Okay, there we go. That's where I want it. I'm going to add my offset. And there we go. So now my feet are all placed on my box where I want them to be. And then the last step is going to be putting the lid on. So I'm going to come up to Insert, and I'm going to put the top, and I'll bring the top in. And I'm going to use the exact same method with this. My offset on these is actually 1/2 inch, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to go underside of it, and I'm just going to pick a corner. I'm going to come in and say I want that corner. And then I'm going to rotate around, and I want to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to come up to the top, and I want to say I want to use that corner, and you can see it kind of lined up nicely. So again, my offset, in this case my offset is 0.5. And I can rotate around before I commit, and I can say, yep, it's even all the way around. And then I hit OK. And that's it. And that's how you can assemble your box. Now the idea here is you're going to be able to check this and make sure that all your parts are the correct size before you actually cut a single piece of wood. It's a really handy way. You're also going to need to create a cover page of your drawings that has this. So if we look at my jewelry box drawings, here you're going to have one sheet that just has your jewelry box, and it shows what it's going to look like when it's finished. And that's how you do the assembly for your jewelry box in Onshape.